Hey everyone, I've been making YouTube videos for a few months and it's only just occurred to me, what's happened is I've observed in some of the comments on my videos and also people reaching out to me on Telegram that some of the content that I've been putting out there makes assumptions about people's level of understanding about DeFi, and I really should rewind a bit, go back to the beginning and talk about some of the basics. I probably couldn't have done that until now because I've built up some material that I can refer to, as you'll see in this video. So I prepared some slides so I don't get too lost. Hopefully, let's see how it goes. Getting started in DeFi. Things I'll cover in this video. Do your own research. You'll probably see that quite often in articles about DeFi and crypto. DYOR. Do your own research. I'm going to talk about my website, my favorite DeFi projects. We'll have a closer look at Drip and Furio. I'll talk about how to buy crypto, and I'll finish up with staying safe. So let's talk about do your own research. I can't remember what I've put on the slide. I only made it a few minutes ago. Don't believe random strangers on the internet, except Flemming. You really shouldn't just believe what you hear from random people on the internet. It's simple as that. And you've got to include me in that. I don't like to say that, but I am to most people a random stranger on the internet. Do your own research. So I'm not saying don't believe what I say. I'm saying just make sure you question everything and back it up, verify as much as possible any claims that I make or other people make. I could be talking a whole load of shit. I could be trying to persuade you to get invested in projects that I'm already invested in, knowing that you're going to bring new money into the project and that will provide exit money for me. That could be what I'm doing. You've got to consider that. It's not, but it could be. I'm not going to admit it if it is, am I? I'm going to deny it. I'm going to say it's not. So there you go. Do your own research. Don't believe people like me. That's not quite what I mean. You can believe what I say, but make sure you don't just take it on face value. Go and do a bit of research about it. Check me out on Medium, where you'll find that I've written a lot of content. Have a look through the comments on videos and also on Medium. You might see some it's known as FUD in this space. It stands for fear, uncertainty and doubt. And you get a lot of people with DeFi projects who just want to believe that it can't be feasible, it can't be sustainable, and they love to post comments, negative comments about stuff. So look out for those and make your own mind up. All of the stuff that I'm going to tell you in this video is true, as far as I'm concerned. I don't make stuff up. I don't tell lies. It's not in my interest to do that, and I hope you'll learn that as we go on. And by the end of this video, you'll feel that the stuff I've shown you is genuine and trustworthy. I'm not out to scam anyone, I promise. What else is on this slide? Educate yourself. Yes, it's very important. I suppose I should tell you a bit about me. I started in DeFi only just over a year ago, last summer of 2021. And I paid my tuition fee, which is another way of me saying I lost money in DeFi. Initially, I was attracted by the high daily interest rates or the very high APRs on some of the DeFi projects, yield farming in particular. And I lost a considerable amount of money. We're talking thousands of dollars. And I consider that my tuition fee because I learned what to avoid. I learned to do my own research and educate myself. And that's what you need to do. Join communities, Telegram, etc. There are communities online for most DeFi projects. Some of them are not fun places to be unless you love memes and misogynistic banter. Sorry to say it, but that's the reality of it. Unfortunately, a lot of online communities are just like cesspits where people post all kinds of garbage and like to try and shout the loudest. Looks like that's the end of that slide. Oh, understand that there are scams and scammers. Oh, bloody hell, there are. Well, I was going to say you'd be amazed, but maybe you wouldn't be. The amount of people who contact me on Telegram, and I've learned what to watch out for now. People who have no idea about who I am, and they try and start a conversation with me by saying, "Hi, how are you?" Or ask me a question that is blatantly not connected to any of the DeFi projects that I post content about. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get me in conversation, and then eventually they're going to tell me about a project that they're supposedly invested in, and they want me to look at it with a view to investing. I did it once last year with a project. Well, I would say a project. It wasn't really DeFi. It was I can't think what the correct term would be. It was a website. It was a centralized website called Coins Boomers, and they had loads of what I think were just fake. Well, called shillers. People pretending to be investors with that company. Thankfully, I only put $200 in, and I did get some of it back. I made some what I thought was profit initially, and it was significant. I was like, wow, this is great. $200, and then within a week I had made $35, I think it was. Same or similar the next week, and then I was supposed to be able to withdraw my capital after, I think it was 14 days. When I pressed the withdraw button, nothing happened, so I started to ask questions about how do I get my capital back, and I was told that I was being too impatient and there was a problem with the system and they would look into it, blah blah blah, all kinds of excuses. People who had contacted me to tell me about the project suddenly disappeared off Telegram or stopped responding to my questions. It was all a big scam. Thankfully, I only lost $200. Well, I didn't. 200 minus the 35 or about 50 maybe I got back. So I lost maybe $150. Another tuition fee. Excuse me. Right. So there are scams and scammers. There are a lot of them. But the stuff I'm going to show you, as far as I can tell, and I think you'll agree once you look at some of these, in particular Drip and Furio, they're not, well, anything I'm going to show you, as far as I can tell, is not a scam. If it is, it's a bloody elaborate one that's been going on for a long, long time. And I'm sure you'll agree that these are not scam projects. Right. I'm also going to show you my website. Hang on. No. We've covered what I'm going to... Things I'll cover, right. So I've lost the track already. Look, do your own research and then my website. So that's the do your own research slide done. My website, mycryptowealth.school. I'll just come out of this presentation and show you this. That's my website, mycryptowealth.school. Head to that website and have a look at some of the videos that I've put on there. These are not all visible on YouTube publicly. What else is on here? Yes, when you first land on this page, after a few seconds there's a box that pops up and it says enroll today for free to get access to all my learning material, plus get your free guide to getting started in DeFi. I do recommend that you get that. I spent a long time writing that. It's about, I think, maybe about 10-page PDF. All you have to do is enter your first name and your email address. Now, you will get added to my mailing list. Don't worry about it. I'm not sending piles of stuff out regularly. You get the occasional email from me. Maybe if there's a particular video that I want you to watch, just to make sure you don't miss it. Or something new that I've found that I think everyone should know about. my intention is to create proper courses, a full-on curriculum about crypto and DeFi with modules, etc. But it's just a matter of finding the time to do it. Now, if you get that free guide, you can unsubscribe immediately if you don't want to hear from me again. That's fine. If you do subscribe, well, I say subscribe, I mean enter your details. You'll be added to my mailing list, and you might get some really useful content landing in your inbox. So I recommend that you get that free guide and get the rest of the stuff that's going to come to you. I don't even know what some of it is yet. I haven't created it. So that's my website. There's links to Medium and YouTube, Twitter, etc. from there. There's a few articles on there as well. Some of my earlier content, which was mostly drip related. That's a good one. How to grow an asset and live off its interest. I think you'll enjoy that one. So head over there when you've got a few minutes and have a look around. Get yourself enrolled. Now then, back to this. So we've done the website. I'm going to talk about my favorite DeFi projects. DeFi, in case you're not sure, decentralized finance. It just means, well, what does it mean? There's no middle, hang on. I know, I've read the definition of this plenty of times, I know what it is. Decentralized, as in, there is no central organization. There's no bank or single company in control of these projects. They're decentralized, as in they're distributed across the blockchain, which, as you hopefully know, is a permanent ledger of transactions. So these projects use smart contracts which are immutable, and they're delivered across the blockchain, which I'm not even going to go into what that is. Hopefully you can just do a Google search. What is a blockchain? What's decentralized finance? I would give you a better definition if I could. I don't keep all of this information in my head, unfortunately. So my favorite DeFi projects: Drip, Furio, Animal Farm, Elephant Money, Rex. I'm going to talk about each one individually. Let's have a closer look at Drip and Furio, and maybe some others. So Drip, I'm going to show you now. I'm going to head over to here and go to drip.community. When I first looked at Drip last, I think August 2021, when I first looked at it, I saw this kind of cartoon font and I just thought, no thanks. This looks like some kind of homemade scam. Looks very basic, very childish, this water effect. I just immediately hit the back button and went back to something that I was familiar with, which was a website called Beefy.finance, and probably lost some more money while I was there. It's an interesting website. I'm not suggesting that you go and have a look at it, because there's some great yield farming projects on there, but that's probably what I did. I reversed out of the Drip website and went and lost money at Beefy Finance. But I kept reading about Drip through Medium, and eventually I came back to it, and I wish that I'd started back in August, but I didn't. I got into it in October 2021. It's almost a year anniversary since I got into Drip. A year anniversary? Yeah, it's almost my my 1 year anniversary of getting into Drip. End of October. 24th, I think it was. Not that you care. So Drip Network was my first success in DeFi, let's put it that way. And what a success it has been. Incredible. I've made profit way more than $40,000 from an initial about $10,000 investment, bit more, $13,500 I think it was initially. Yeah, it's been very, very profitable for me, and it's still going, still paying out, and I've introduced lots of people to Drip Network. It is phenomenal. 1% compoundable interest a day on your deposit. You might think that doesn't sound like very much, but Drip is now the stalwart of DeFi. It's proven. It's 18 months old now, this project. It's done what it says it will do every day for the last 18 months, producing 1% compoundable interest, exponential growth on your deposit. It's fantastic. I'll just show you the faucet, which is a smart contract that produces, that's my current deposit, 2,261 drip tokens. It's a cryptocurrency, and I've got 4.3 available because I compounded my available earlier today. When I how can I explain it? I get 1% of this every day in this pot here, and I can choose whether I claim it, which is withdraw it, or I put it back into the deposits, which means that my 1% tomorrow is greater than it was today. I'm not going to make this a whole video about what is Drip, just to say that this is what it looks like, and it does what it says it'll do, despite it looking a bit childish. New user interface is on the way. Lots happening in the Drip network currently, and this is one to be trusted, certainly. Go back to my slides. What else we got on there? Furio. Let's look at Furio next. Not going to go into great detail with it, just give you a quick overview. The Furio Vault is similar to the Drip faucet, smart contract that produces up to 2.5% compoundable interest a day. So my Furio balance here is over 3,500, and my reward rate currently is 1.75% per day. It was 2.5%, but Furio is very carefully calculated and very carefully designed with sustainability in mind. It does pay a hefty reward rate, but you get penalized for taking what might be deemed negative actions, and negative actions such as making a claim. The project incentivizes you to avoid claiming and compound your rewards rather than withdraw them. And this is all about sustainability. I could talk about this for hours and go into lots of detail. I'm sure you don't need to hear this right now. So I'm earning 1.75% a day. I just compounded this, well, you can see 5 hours ago, and it's already accrued 13 Furio tokens, which I'll compound tomorrow morning. My balance is growing very rapidly, even at that 1.75%. I could get it back to 2.5 if I don't make any further claims for 28 days. It'll go back. You see, I've got 3 claims in the last 28 days. But I made the decision from the 1st of October to start claiming once a week. And that's because I want to take some profit. I felt that it was a good time to start taking some profit. Now, I forgot to mention, the price of Drip can be a little bit volatile. Just head back to Drip and I'll show you this. Drip shows me what my vault balance is valued at. It's not very helpful because I can't withdraw that vault balance. All I can withdraw is the 1% that it pays out each day. That changes on a more than an hourly basis. That changes every few minutes. The price of Drip is not fixed, just like most other cryptocurrencies except stable coins. The price of Drip is changing constantly. It has been as high as almost $200, and at that point I was making easily $4,000 a week from Drip. I'm only making a few $100s a week now. because most of the time I compound my rewards so that my deposits total grows, and eventually I'll get to a point which is called max payout, which is when this number here is 100,000, and that means I can't compound my growth anymore. I have to stop, and all I can do is claim it. I'll be able to claim a maximum of 100,000 drip tokens, and the same with Furio. Now the Furio price is not actually fixed. It's managed by by something called a liquidity management system, which controls the price within a certain range, and it's between $4.50 and $5.50. Normally it's just under $5.50, and I'm just going to head to the Furio swap page and we'll see what the price is currently. $5.48, that's normal. It's normally there $5.48, $5.49 or thereabouts, which is great. It means that you can predict what your future earnings will be, unlike Drip. So Drip, currently the price is about $6. I would hope that it's going to go up in the next few weeks, and I could be looking at significantly more weekly revenue than I'm getting currently. Whereas with Furio, it's fairly static. So that was why I chose to start making a weekly claim, and go back here. Because I can predict what my rewards are going to be, and I felt comfortable with the balance that I was at. It was at over 2,000 Furio when I started claiming, and you can see how much it's gone up since then, because I'm compounding my rewards 6 days a week and claiming once a week. It's still growing rapidly. So that pays 1.75% a day currently, up to 2.5%, and then at the point which I referred to as max payout earlier, in Furio, that will happen when my Furio balance is 27,770, because Furio pays out 3.6 times whatever's in your Furio vault. So 3.6 times 27,778 equals 100,000 Furio tokens. That's what I can claim ultimately from this system. Now there are taxes, platform taxes, but still I'm going to claim a fortune. It's estimated that I'll be able to claim about $300,000 worth of Furio tokens, and I'll be able to start aggressively claiming those probably from about March next year. And I can then start claiming on a daily basis. At the moment, I want to keep compounding 6 days a week to grow my balance. I hope I haven't confused you by explaining that. So that's Furio. Furio is my current favorite, actually. Drip was my all-time favorite because I made so much money from it. And then Drip, well, the Drip was affected by the market, the general crypto market downturn, and the price is in the doldrums and has been for quite a while. Now, if the Drip price stayed at $6, I'd be happy. I'm still going to make a shitload of money, because I'll ultimately be able to sell 100,000 Drip tokens, minus the ones I've already sold, minus some whale taxation. I think I'll probably still be able to sell about 40,000 Drip tokens. So I'm looking at a nice return there of a few $100,000. Excuse me one moment. Now with Furio, because the price is almost fixed, price is very stable, I'm looking at a payout of about $300,000 from each Furio account. And I've got several of them. I'm not stupid. If this works, why not have it work 5 times as much? I'm looking at a $1.5 million payout starting next March, April time. And it'll take me a couple of years to claim all of that, because I can't claim it all at once. I can only claim a small amount each day. I can only claim what becomes available you see here, I could either compound 13, or I could claim 13. I can't claim the full balance ever. All I can claim is the reward that's produced every day. So that's a very quick overview of my favourites. I don't think you want to see Elephant Money because it's a little bit complicated. Rex, I really like, but not very easy to explain. And Animal Farm, let's have a look at Animal Farm actually. This is relaunching today. This has been paused for quite some time due to some issues that it encountered 8 months ago. I think it was 8 months. There's all sorts of yield farming in here. We've got farms and pools, single asset pools. This is getting a bit highbrow for an introduction to DeFi. Drip garden is something that I'm quite heavily invested into. Oh, and that's not working right now apparently. So Animal Farm is a very exciting project. It's within the Drip ecosystem. It's from the same developers, and it's most likely going to have a very positive effect on the price of the Drip token. So I'm optimistic that this Drip account is going to be paying me in the region of, well, thousands of dollars a week again before too long, hopefully before the end of the year. I love DeFi. I love what it's done for me. It's changed my life. Absolutely. Every day is Friday for me. Every day is Friday. Well, it feels like it. Every Friday is payday is what I meant to say. I do some claiming from both Drip and Furio every Friday, and I take some of that to reinvest into other projects, and some of it goes into the bank, gets converted into fiat, real money, into the bank where I can spend it. I can actually spend it. So this is not just numbers on a screen. I will do a video that shows, I have done a video actually, have a look on my channel for how I get free money from the internet. That one shows you the process of claiming from Drip and converting the tokens back into fiat so that they're ready to spend. I can pay the bills, the mortgage, go shopping, whatever. It's real money, this. It's not just magic, imaginary internet money. So I think that wraps up the introduction to DeFi. What did I call this? Getting started in DeFi, was it? Getting started in DeFi, yeah. If you've enjoyed it, I really hope you have. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons for me. And if you could do me a favour and leave me a comment, I'd really appreciate that. If you can't think of anything to say, just tell me where you're watching from, because that does help the YouTube algorithm. I'll explain what I mean by that. I genuinely want to help people get started or progress on their journey to financial freedom. I'm on that journey and I'm loving it. It's fantastic. I really do genuinely believe that I'm headed to financial freedom within the next few months. And I want to help other people. Simple as that. So if you can help me to get this content seen by more people, and that means showing the YouTube algorithm that this is content worthy of being shown to others. Like and subscribe, leave me a comment please, and reach out to me on Telegram if you want to have a chat about any of this stuff. If you're keen to start your DeFi journey and you just need a little bit of guidance, I'm happy to help. Honestly, I'd love to hear from you. So that's it from me, I think. Thanks for watching all the way to the end, and check out some of my other videos. Head over to my website, get yourself enrolled there, get that free guide, and I'll catch you at some point. I'll talk to you on Telegram perhaps. Over and out. Hey, I'm back. I forgot to do the stay safe slide, so I'll do it now. Let's have a look at what I wrote on this one. How to spot a scam or bad opportunity. Now, I can't give you all the information necessary to spot any scam or bad opportunity. What I can tell you is that there are lots of them around, and generally it's the things that, how can I describe them? There are lots of what are called minor projects, MINER, and they're often blatant Ponzi schemes, often thinly disguised or heavily disguised Ponzi schemes. Basically, the way a minor game works tends to be it uses investors' funds to pay out early investors, as a Ponzi scheme does. And it will pretend that, like a Ponzi scheme does, it will pretend that it's creating profit somehow. Or often it won't even pretend, it'll blatantly be invest here and do it fast and get a great return. But inevitably someone's going to lose money, and that could very easily be you. I'm going to show you one. There's a very well-known one called Bnb Minor, which I do have a small investment in. But I'm just going to open it in a Chrome tab. I don't use Chrome for my DeFi stuff. I use I can't connect my wallet. I use Firefox for all my DeFi, just to keep it separate from my normal web browsing. Bnb Minor has been running for 575 days. Great. And it does pay out a little bit. I get a little bit of BNB now and again. I've probably recouped. I used to track this religiously, and I got bored keeping a spreadsheet of fragments of BNB that I was claiming from it. Sometimes I would compound and buy more miners. I'm not going to explain to you how this works. You can probably see for yourself that it looks a little bit like a 1990s website. So just watch out for this sort of thing. Some of them you can make profit from. Some of them you probably won't, or you will not. Simple as that. You've got to get in early with these sort of things, ideally before they launch, or at the moment of launch, if you're going to make a decent profit from them. Back to my slides, and what did I say? Oh, there's the full set. Look. Full set. How to spot a scam or bad opportunity. Be wary of people trying to lure you into projects on platforms like Telegram. Make sure you've got your Telegram settings set to prevent people from adding you to groups that you don't want to be added to. Now you don't want to block people from contacting you. Just be wary. Any direct message on Telegram is probably a scam. Unfortunately, if you instigate the conversation, you know who you're choosing to talk to. But if someone sends you a direct message, if they instigate the conversation, they're probably going to scam you or try to scam you. So if they're not going to scam you, they're going to get you to invest in the project along with a whole bunch of other people, and somebody's going to lose some money at some point. So just be very, very careful. I can't tell you much more than that about spotting scams and bad opportunities. Just have your guard up. Be very super careful. The stuff that I've shown you earlier in this video, as far as I can tell, is perfectly trustworthy. Furio, Drip, Animal Farm, Elephant Money, Rex, all solid projects. But beyond that, be careful. I get asked to promote lots of projects. I get people contacting me on Telegram claiming to be from the marketing team of some project or representing the project owner in some way, and asking me if I would. That's the point where I just switch off. I stop listening. They try and send me tokens, incentivize me to make videos. When I tell them they're not interested, they still persist. They'll even they'll try and get me to make a video, even if I tell them I'm not interested in a project. They still try and get me to make the video. What is the point? I only make videos about stuff that I believe in. So all the stuff that you'll find on my YouTube channel is limited to Furio, Drip, Elephant Money, Animal Farm. I was invested in yield nodes. It's not really DeFi yield nodes, but that one's gone a bit wobbly. And Hyperverse too, again, not really DeFi. Be wary of Hyperverse or yield nodes at the moment. But the stuff that I have, I'm mentioning those because I see that they're in the banner across the top of these slides. The other projects that I've talked about and that I make videos about, I believe in them. I don't make videos about projects that I have no interest in just to get paid. I've made a bullet point about this. Project owners and marketers are always on the lookout for influencers to shield their project. They play to people's ego, and they come along and try and stroke my ego and refer to me as an influencer, and they say they're working with lots of influencers like me. I'm not an influencer. I'm just making videos to try and help people learn about DeFi. But they're trying to, stroke my ego, make me think, oh, cool, I'm an influencer now, so I'll take some payment in some way for something that you want me to shill. I've mentioned the word shill there. This comes up a lot in crypto and DeFi, and I've put the dictionary definition here. Shill is an accomplice of a confidence trickster or swindler who poses as a genuine customer to entice or encourage others. There's a lot of that around. People pretending that they're invested in certain projects just to get other investors in. I don't do that. I only show you stuff that I'm invested in. And there are lots of people trying to persuade people like myself who are producing content on YouTube, Medium, etc., to promote their projects. And sometimes I will have a look at them, but very rarely. I've already made my mind up about the stuff that I'm interested in, and it's going to take some serious effort to persuade me to consider something else. I'm not looking for high-risk investments. A lot of the stuff that people have pitched to me, I hear about it later down the line. I hear that it's been a rug pull, a scam, or disappeared. People have lost money. And I'm thankful that I didn't invest and I didn't make any content to promote that sort of project. I will not make content about projects that I don't believe in. Simple as that. So stay safe. Now, the other tips I've got for you are, if you ever use public Wi-Fi, you really must install a VPN. It's very simple to do, and it's very, very cheap actually, a couple of dollars a month. Virtual private network, just to keep yourself safe when you're using public Wi-Fi. If you're using your mobile data on your mobile phone, or if you're using a hotspot through your mobile phone, that's okay. It's the shared Wi-Fi that you need to beware of. And a VPN is very effective at keeping you safe, and it's very cost effective as well. So use a VPN. Try and use a separate browser for your DeFi stuff. Like I mentioned earlier, I use Firefox, and I don't use Firefox for anything except DeFi and crypto. And I'm very careful about the websites that I visit, because I don't want a website to, what's the word I'm looking for? Somehow exploit my MetaMask account. I've made videos about making MetaMasks more securely, making your MetaMask account more secure. Have a look at my channel for that. It's very, very important that you keep yourself safe, keep your wallet safe. Never, ever give that 12-word seed phrase to anybody, except somebody that you trust within your family or your friend network. I should make a separate video about this actually. The seed phrase that you get given automatically when you create your MetaMask account is precious. You must keep it safe. Don't email it to yourself. If you really want to do that, email part of it. or miss the first or last words off, or something that's going to make it harder for someone to hack that if they get hold of those words. Don't take a picture of it on your phone. Write it down. By all means, write it down. Literally with a pen and paper, and put it somewhere safe in your house. Don't keep it in your pocket. Be sensible. Be super cautious. If somebody gets access to your MetaMask wallet, they've got access to your funds. They could wipe you out. So please, just be a bit paranoid, if there's such a thing. Can you be a little bit paranoid? I suppose you can. Try and be a little bit paranoid about your investments, your DeFi investments, and the security of your wallets. And that's all I've got for you for now. Hey, added another 11 minutes onto the video. I hope you found it helpful. Like and subscribe, please. Thank you. Over and out.